Welcome in to CNF Cruise Show, Cruise and Family. This episode is all about reviewing the Symphony of the Seas. Come with us. So our cruise channel is all about cruising with family. And if you're like us and you're traveling with kids, Adventure Ocean is where it's at. Royal Caribbean's youth program offers age-appropriate activities for tots, tweens, and teens, from science experiments to scavenger hunts. Your kids will have a blast and you'll get a little time to unwind. Best of all, the program is included in your cruise fare. Just make sure to register them on day one. And if you don't do it on day one and you're like, oh, we missed it, come in on day two and they'll be able to register you still. So, but space can fill up, especially if you're in that time where there are lots of kids on board. Make sure, if that's a priority for you, to make sure to get there early on, like I was talking about during that embarkation time. We did lots of things in between muster station and getting to our room. So one thing, because we are a channel, if you've been with us before, you know that I talk from that perspective of what a family needs to do. If you have young children under the age of 12, so 11 and under, you're going to want to go to get your kids signed in for Adventure Ocean, even if you don't plan on sending them there at all. My one daughter, she loves Adventure Ocean. She goes there all the time. She wants to be in that situation because there are lots of other kids to be social with. My other daughter prefers to just hang out with my wife and I, and we do both for our kids. But take care of that during your embarkation time before your room opens up. Also, if you haven't already booked like your entertainment, your shows, dining that you're thinking about, or any of the other items, including like ice skating, laser tag, those things can be done during that time. So take advantage of your embarkation time. And one of my favorite things to do, especially on a new class of ship, is to venture around. Go see where things are. You know, the first time we went on an Oasis class ship, I had not the spatial recognition that the boardwalk and Central Park are in different levels, right? So as a person just thinking about it, you walk from one to the other. I thought it was just blocked by building or by ship, but they're in different levels. So just get used to that, like walking around, find where some of those main things are, go and see those things so that you get a little bit more experience. All right, next up, I'm going to talk to you about food and dining and everything that goes along with that. Because it really is a huge part of the experience of cruising. So on Symphony of the Seas, there are lots of different options for dining. You have lots of different complimentary part of your cruise fare dining, like the main dining room, cafe promenade, the Central Park Cafe, Windjammer, local fresh. In the morning, Johnny Rockets for breakfast. You could also do room service in the morning. For food that's not hot, you want to tip in that situation. But there are lots of options for food that you don't have to pay any additional price beyond what you've already paid in your cruise fare. For us, our family, we chose to do the unlimited dining package, which is the exact opposite of what I just talked about. This is where we're able to go to the different specialty dining spots and eat. This time, compared to our last summer cruise on Wonder of the Sea, this time we were able to book ahead of time. So we already had all of our dining book before we came on the cruise ship, which was a big advantage compared to having to do that once you got on the ship. So we already had our lunch and dinners planned out at different specialty restaurants based on kind of what we thought we wanted and past experience from Wonder of the Seas. If you do the unlimited dining package, I suggest you try out every single one of them. Even if there's one that you're like, this is my favorite, this is the one I want to eat at all the time, try out all of them. See what you like and don't like. It enhances that experience. And there definitely are good things on the menu at every restaurant that we went to. So I would say of all of the dining spots, so let me back up. Each dining spot served up a delicious multi-course meal every night and even lunch sometimes. And they really, like, the service was top tier. The people serving us, the food was excellent at Hooked, at Chops, at Central 150, at Jamie's Italian, at Wonderland, at Johnny Rockets, and Hibachi, Izumi Hibachi and Izumi Sushi, as well as Playmakers. Every single one of those, we had a good experience in all of them. Some were better than others, and I'll let you know right now, my favorite was Chops. And I guess it's probably because I love a good steak. And I know some of my royal veterans are out there saying, well, you could get a steak every night at the main dining room, which is true. But for us, this is what we chose to go ahead and do this time. We may next cruise try without any specialty dining. We'll see. But for this cruise, definitely Chops. 2 thumbs up to Chops. Izumi, 2 thumbs up to Izumi. I don't eat sushi because I'm allergic to shellfish. But Cheryl loves sushi. And we had a great experience with sushi and the hibachi, the teppanyaki, whatever you want to call it. That was also 100% excellent food. And if I could, I would have eaten there every time. We ran into an issue when we were on the phone trying to make our reservations for Izumi Hibachi, and we were only able to get in for our lunch service, which was a little bit of a bummer, but we were able to get in, so nothing too bad, just kind of a bummer. And coming back to focus. So some of those specialty restaurants, they're more formal, like the 150 Central Park and Chops, but some of them are more casual. So my kids love actually going to Windjammer. I still have not eaten at the Windjammer on a Royal Caribbean ship. I did step into it this cruise, so yay for me. But my kids loved the Windjammer, and there are lots of people that love the Windjammer. So not saying anything negative about it, just simply we didn't eat there. My wife and I didn't. But then there are also other kind of more casual spots that are paid for, like Jamie's Italian, the sushi even, excuse me, and Hooked. They're just a little bit more casual than Chops is. Every night there's a new show to catch, whether it's the high diving stunts at the AquaTheater and Hero, or Broadway-style musicals like Hairspray in the Royal Theater, or the ice skating show, which we saw 1977, and people raved about this other ice show, which is Ice Show 2.0 or something to that effect. But it was really an impressive time. Don't forget to book your showtimes through the Royal Caribbean app early. Some performances fill up fast. If you're more flexible, most shows did have room for those without reservation, but there were at least a few shows that we saw where people got turned away because they didn't have a reservation. So make sure that if you have a specific night and a specific show that you want to see on that night, to go ahead and book that. So excursions. Our itinerary included some amazing stops like Port Canaveral for Taste of Orlando, Nassau, and the Bahamas, and of course, perfect day at Coco Cay, Royal Caribbean's private island. For us, the highlight of the trip was Coco Cay. We loved going into Coco Cay, going over to Oasis Lagoon. It's a huge pool. If you've ever been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are lots and lots of chairs around there. We got off about 20 minutes after we ported, so we got there early, pick of the litter. But even at 1 o'clock when we returned back to the ship, there were still some open seats, maybe not the most desired, but they're going to be there. And if you can't find them around Oasis Lagoon, you go over to Chill Island. You go around the island south. But there's lots and lots to do for adults and for kids. As a review, as like a personal take on the ship, if you've been on an Oasis class ship, then you have had a similar experience to Symphony of the Seas. This is our second Oasis class ship that we've been on. The staff was outstanding. There were so many wonderful people around taking care of us, making sure that things were to our liking. Maintaining the space, making sure that people are safe, making sure that people are following the rules, especially ones that had to do with safety. The food was excellent. I would say, with the exception of Jamie's, and let me stop there. Our experience at Jamie's was a disappointment, not because of Jamie's. It was because on Wonder of the Sea, we had eaten at Giovanni's, and we were expecting the same menu, and it's not the same menu. So if you do have that experience of going to Giovanni's but not Jamie's, just expect a different restaurant. I think that's more than anything. So we were disappointed in Jamie's, but that had a lot to do with the fact that we were expecting a different restaurant. Chops had some. They were spot on with my temperature every time with the steak. Hooked. I got double fillets both times, again because I'm allergic to shellfish. But that's one thing. If you have a food allergy and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should eat there. Like we went to sushi. We went to the Hibachi Grill. We went to Hooked twice. Places that feature shellfish as one of their main courses, and every time they ask, is there any allergy, and they take care of it. There's no even worry with food contamination. They make sure that like at Hibachi they'll cook the other food first and then put the shellfish on after. Even though that goes out of the order of what the dining experience is meant to be done in, because there's one item that is an appetizer. They make sure to do it after, so that your food is off of that grill. No problems at any of the restaurants. So if you do have a food allergy, 100% they're going to take care of you and make sure that you're safe. And as far as the ports go, my wife and I, we went onto the ship with the expectation that we were going to use the ship and experience the ship. We wanted the kids to be able to go to the float rider, go to the ultimate abyss, use the rock climbing, use all the amenities around the ship. And our focus in 2 of the 3 ports was to stay on the ship. We really wanted to give them that experience, because I don't know if you know it, but the days that they offer ice skating and laser tag, they're going to be port days. So I think only one of the sea days had ice skating on one of the sea days. So if you're expecting to do those things expect to do them in one of your ports. So just a heads up, we were able to do ice skating and laser tag, and we didn't feel like we missed out. The port that we wanted to get off at was Coco, so we were able to do that. So one of the big knocks that I hear about Oasis scholarships is the crowds. You're going to have long lines. You're going to have crowds and crowds and crowds. Well, I mean, obviously there's, between staff and guests, there's only almost 10,000 people on board. So you definitely have more people on the ship. Royal Caribbean does an excellent job of dispersing those crowds and having things going on in different locations. So although there are lots of people, the long lines that you would expect, like if you have only ever cruised on mid to small cruise ships, you're not gonna see it at the overwhelming level that you're thinking that you would. They did a very good job of making sure that it's dispersed, that there are lots of things going on all the time. We had a problem with the flow rider. The first day was very windy coming out of New Jersey, so my son was super disappointed. But the rest of the cruise, flow rider was open every single day. And you're only waiting for 4 or 5 people because they have 2 flow riders, and you have multiple lines at each of the flow riders. So they did a great job with that. Never saw the line. Like the Ultimate Abyss was always very short line, or at least when I went up there, I wasn't hanging out there like observing, like counting how many people were in line. I didn't do that. But anytime I looked and saw there wasn't that long of a line, going up to a bar, there was never more than 4 people like in front of me, and that was that one time that there was 4 people. It was like right in the height of dinner time, so I had it coming to me. But great, it was, there wasn't, even though it's a large ship and there are lots of people on the ship, it didn't feel like it. So if you're holding out against an Oasis class ship for that reason, I would say try out the Symphony of the Seas. Hands down, because they're gonna get you through that line quickly. I'm gonna start wrapping up here, but I have a couple things before I wrap up and go. This isn't my liking, all those things. I actually want to talk about a couple of tips that are going to help you go smoothly. Okay, first, each adult can bring on one sealed 750 milliliter bottle of wine or champagne. You can bring on essentials, especially medications and valuables. Make sure that you bring on the Tums. Make sure you bring on the sunscreen. You don't want to get into or onto the ship without that stuff and then be like, oh, I need it, because it's kind of expensive on the ship. Gratuities are automatically added at $18.50 per person per day. You can pay them before you get on the ship or as part of your cruise bill. Use the Royal Caribbean app for daily schedules, show reservations, and check-in time. That app is gonna be like your go-to. I love going through like the day, clicking the things that I want to do, and then comparing with my wife. Something that we can like sit there and be like, oh, we both want this thing, so that's definitely something we're gonna go do. And then we do the same thing with our kids. Make sure that we get to karaoke. My one daughter is a huge karaoke fan. And then I know that I've mentioned this twice already in the video, but you have to attend the safety briefing, which is known as the muster gel. Do it as soon as you can. Don't put yourself in a position of, oh, I have to go do that. That's not done yet. You get on the ship, go take care of it. It doesn't take more. It didn't take more than 2 minutes for us to do that. And the reason that it took so long is I didn't have my phone opened up so that they could see the pass. But like literally it probably would have been like 30 seconds. And that also has something to do with us. We've cruised probably 25 times now. So we have lots of experience of understanding that safety briefing. But go take care of it. Go take care of it, guys. We want the safety briefing to continue to look like this and not go back to what it was. That's just my personal opinion. I could be completely wrong. If I am, please let me know in the comments down below, because safety is a priority for me as well. The Symphony of the Seas brought us memories that will last a lifetime, from the excitement of embarkation to the serenity of the sea days. Whether you're sailing for the first time or reliving your love of cruising, this ship has something for everyone, and I do mean everyone. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give us a like and consider subscribing to our channel. If you have comments about something I talked about, or I didn't talk about it long enough, please leave that down in the comments below. I will respond to you. I respond to every single comment that I get, and we've got more cruise content coming up soon. I'm going to be talking about New York City and Manhattan in our upcoming Cruising Family cruise show. And then I'm going to be doing reviews of the many different restaurants. You're going to see a review about Coco Cay. We have a ton of stuff just coming up. So thank you guys so much for sticking it out all the way to the end of this video. You guys have a super awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you around real soon. Thanks.